Hello students, today we learn about what is operating system functions. So when multiple processes are running simultaneously, it is important to manage them. For this purpose, operating system provide following functions. So if we are using multiple processes running simultaneously, then it is very important to manage them. So to do this, we have following function which is conducted by the operating system. First is process management, process scheduling, memory management and input output management. Today we learn about first process management. When a program needs to be executed, it approaches the OS. The process scheduler of the OS loads it into the memory and becomes a process. When is executed as per its instruction, as soon the processor or CPU is assigned to it. When a program is ready to execute it is loaded into memory and it becomes an active process. So an active process passes through different states. These are, so when a program loaded into the CPU memory, then this is known as active process. And active process passes through different states, and these states are start state, ready state, running state, waiting state and terminated or exit state. So our first is start state. This is the initial state when a process is first started, created by loading the program in memory. When we load the program in memory, it is our first state, which is also known as start state. Second state is ready state. So start state can be understood by the following diagram. Start state, it is our first state of a process. Second state is ready state. When a program is loaded in memory, becomes a process and is ready to be executed, has to wait for the CPU. There can be multiple processes on the queue, so it has to wait for its turn. That is, the CPU might be executing other processes or jobs, to it has to wait for its turn on CPU. This is the ready state of a process. So here CPU, after the start state, CPU is ready. So this time a process is waiting for the CPU, because CPU also engaged in running other process. So our third state is running state. Once the process gets CPU time, the CPU it starts executing the instruction of the process. Now the process state becomes running state. So if CPU gives time to the process, it means process CPU starts executing the instruction of the process, and this situation is known as running state. So after ready, if CPU give the time to process, then it is known as running state. Our next state is waiting state. If during execution the process has to wait for some resource, such as waiting for user input, waiting for a file to become available, then the CPU takes up the next process. Now the process in ready state, waiting for CPU, and current process state becomes the waiting state. Once it gets its required resource, its state will again change to ready state to the CPU, can pick it up again and continue with its execution. So sometime then a process running, so that time a process waits for some resources. So this situation is known as wait state. So now then it will move to the ready state. If the process is free or its resource is available, then again ready state move to the running state. So this situation comes when the process is waiting for other resources. And our last stage is terminated or exit state. Once a process, all the instructions are successfully executed and it has completed its execution, or it is terminated by the operating system. In either case, its state is changed to the terminated state. A process that has terminated state is removed from the main memory. If process completed all its tasks after running state, process will move to the terminated state. It means process will be removed from the main memory. So first our process is start, then it move to ready state. In this state, if CPU is available or CPU is free, then process move to the running state, and if it completes all its tasks, then process move to termination stage. It means process remove from the main memory after successful completion. If process is not free, in running state, process is waiting for other resources. This situation is known as wait state. In that state, process will move to ready state, then CPU is free, then again it move to the running state. So this is the states of the different process. So today we learn about what are the operating system functions. There are 4 functions: process management, process scheduling, memory management, and input output management. What is the process management and what is the state of the process management? There are 5 states which we learned: start, ready, running, terminating, and wait.